Square Enix has already internally decided when the highly anticipated Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 will be released, with developers working tirelessly to finish the game by this still mysterious date. While an official launch window for Part 3 of the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy has yet to be officially revealed, rumors have continued to swirl, and this confirmation has stirred fans into a frenzy of renewed speculation. Released in 2020, Final Fantasy VII Remake kicked off a reimagined trilogy of the beloved title. This was followed by Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in 2024, which saw both commercial and critical acclaim, along with a Game of the Year nomination at the Game Awards. The wait for the final title has already been a struggle for the community, though recent reports indicate that development on Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 is going smoothly, with an announcement already planned. The game's official title remains a mystery, but a recent comment made by the trilogy's director has fans hopeful. During a recent stream, Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy director Tetsuya Nomura commented on Part 3's release date, indicating that Square Enix has already decided the timing for the game's launch. While the creator made very few references to the content of the game itself, he noted that the development team was confidently working hard to complete the game with the company's specific launch window in mind. Earlier this year, Cloud Strife's English voice actor Cody Christian hinted that development on Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 was further along than many would expect. Rumors have pointed towards a 2027 or 2028 release, and it's unclear when Square Enix will show off the title in any capacity. With the game's resurgence in popularity due to its modern remakes, it seems that even more Final Fantasy VII content may be in the works at some point in the future. In January, original game director Yoshinori Kitase commented on a potential Final Fantasy VII movie adaptation, noting that while nothing official was in the pipeline just yet, he would be thrilled to see it happen. Fellow game director Naoki Hamaguchi has spoken about the importance of working with the same team for the past decade, teasing what may come after the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake's final title. This could be another remake of a past Final Fantasy game or something entirely new. But for now, fans are simply eager to learn when they can experience the end of Cloud Strife's journey. With 2 games in the bag, the finale of the Final Fantasy Remake trilogy is inevitably drawing closer. Last year saw the middle chapter of the saga, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, released on console and PC. And producer Tetsuya Nomura says that Square Enix knows exactly when it'll officially reveal the game. Just don't expect him to provide a reveal date for the game announcement just yet. Nomura also added that work on Kingdom Hearts 4 is progressing well and according to schedule, but he remained quiet on any other details regarding the long-in-development game. As for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, it remains to be seen if Square Enix will formally announce the game on its own channels or through a partner event. Final Fantasy VII Remake was first revealed during the 2015 PlayStation Showcase during E3 2015, while Final Fantasy Rebirth was unveiled during Summer Game Fest 2023. Details on the game are being kept under wraps for now, but back in January, series producer Yoshinori Kitase revealed that the story scenario for it was completed by the end of 2024, and that he was very satisfied with it. Game director Naoki Hamaguchi also confirmed that development on the 3rd game began right after Rebirth was completed. While Rebirth introduced some big changes and plot twists to the established lore of Final Fantasy VII, one of the other big changes we could see is a multi-platform release for the game. The previous Final Fantasy VII Remake games were timed exclusives for PS4 and PS5, but Square Enix's new multi-platform strategy to secure long-term growth could see the game launch the same day on PC and Xbox Series X and S, so that it can reach a wider audience. Square Enix is satisfied with the progress of the 3rd game in the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy, a senior company official has said. This remark was shared as a part of a recent update on the current status of the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth sequel. Pre-production work on the final entry in the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy began at June 2022. The project entered full production shortly after Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was released in February 2024. Square Enix has been providing sporadic updates on the status of the upcoming AAA RPG ever since. Continuing this trend, Final Fantasy series producer Yoshinori Kitase and game director Naoki Hamaguchi recently sat down with Japanese outlet Famitsu to discuss the project's current status. The interview saw Hamaguchi reveal that he's satisfied with where his team is at the moment, stating that work on Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 is going very well. Elaborating on this train of thought, the industry veteran confirmed that the developer is on schedule and hasn't encountered any significant setbacks so far. Nevertheless, Hamaguchi still isn't ready to commit to a concrete release window for the next Final Fantasy remake. Elsewhere during the interview, Kitase reiterated that Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 is already story complete. Hamaguchi already revealed as much in November 2024, when he originally said that Square Enix finalized the concept for the upcoming RPG. Reflecting on the final design document, Kitase now said he's very satisfied with how everything turned out, and expects that fans will be pleased with the result as well, without delving into any details. Final Fantasy VII Remake spent approximately 5 years in active development, not accounting for pre-production. In contrast, Square Enix managed to finish Final Fantasy VII Rebirth after around 4 years worth of production. The company's ability to reuse some of the Final Fantasy VII Remake assets for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is likely the main reason why it was able to achieve a faster turnaround time with the second entry in the trilogy. Rebirth might have been done even sooner had Square Enix not had to deal with the effects of the global pandemic, which resulted in widespread project delays in 2020. The third and final installment in the remake trilogy could hence feasibly hit the market as early as 2027. Like the first two entries, the as-of-yet untitled game may end up being a timed PlayStation exclusive before making its way to PC and potentially even more platforms. While the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy's existence is unprecedented in and of itself, the series' shift from turn-based to real-time combat also became one of the highlights of the games. Hamaguchi stated that they referenced multiple tactical action-based games and also applied the stagger system from Final Fantasy XIII, which he was also a part of. However, he mentioned that the hybrid combat was due to the efforts of the game's battle director Teruki Endo. Endo was well known for his work with Monster Hunter World in 2018, and his experience with that IP's combat is reflected in Final Fantasy VII Remake's own battle structure that focuses on different strategies and tactics instead of straight-up action combat. Hamaguchi emphasized the importance of Endo to the remake trilogy. Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 is well under development, and co-director Naoki Hamaguchi noted that they are focusing on finding the perfect balance in terms of storytelling, specifically about its pacing. Hamaguchi sat down with Screen Rant on October 17th and shared more details about how they are approaching the final title in the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy. Despite Final Fantasy VII Rebirth being successful and highly praised by fans, there is still some criticism towards the game, particularly about its pacing. This includes certain sections of the game feeling too long or drawn out, specifically in Costa del Sol. Hamaguchi acknowledged the criticism and stated, "Regarding time management in certain sections, especially in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, I honestly don't believe that they were longer than necessary. I feel like nowadays, players just have too much to do and too much to play, so they often feel the urge that something has to be concluded quickly." Despite disagreeing with the comments, he said that every piece of feedback is being taken into consideration. Hamaguchi stated, "As we work on the conclusion to the trilogy, we are striking a balance on how story arcs are told and spread out so as to ensure that the game feels a bit more concise.